We both went to the University of Technology. He studied engineering and I studied architecture. And we had a mutual friend who was his high school batchmate and my architecture high school batchmate, who throughout university we'd hear about this cool guy who goes off to random countries and competes, and he's in London at the Olympics and all kinds of stuff. It's like, oh, he sounds like a cool guy. After we left university, I migrated to Canada, and another mutual friend of ours, no quotations needed, hey J-Val, he was in Quebec and he was coming to Toronto to visit and said, oh, Kristina, let's link up. I was like, okay, cool, let's link up. So we had breakfast together. He took a selfie and then sent it in his group chat with his friends, one of which is Nicholas. Nicholas said, wow, what a pretty girl. And then I was like, oh, I know him.
She took my number from J-Val.
Just because he was cool and I knew of him. I added him on Facebook and he didn't accept my ad.
She WhatsApp messaged me and she said hello, and we started talking from there. And so jokingly, I would say like at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock when I know she was going to take lunch, I would send a kiss. And be like, hey, you know what? We should link up. You know, I could get Canadian citizenship and stuff and da 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 da. And we just started talking.
So that's on camera.
It's true. Yeah, dating over long distance, it was hard at sometimes, but it was pretty exciting for most of the times. And we have to shout out to Pops, because what happens is we got to travel and see a whole bunch of places just because we were long distance. Yeah, so we'd have to travel a lot and see each other, and so it built so many memories for us, so many memories to share. So that for me is that was a good thing about it, you know. I mean, not seeing each other for a long period of time, that wasn't so great, but it just made, when we did see each other, things were just that much more awesome.
Yeah. We're privileged in that way that he traveled a lot. And like he said, shout out to CFIL, he'll know, for giving us the kind of opportunities that we had to go to wherever. So he had to go to New Hampshire. I went and took a 13-hour bus to New Hampshire. He went to Boston. I think that one was a plane ride, because I was just like, because you spend more time in the bus than you do at the place. Italy, the Czech Republic. The first official date was actually in the Czech Republic.
In the Czech Republic, yeah.
Yeah. So, I had no complaints there. And we got to see each other, for the most part, on a monthly basis.
Yeah. I knew Kristina was the one very early.
Sooner than I.
Sooner than she knew that I was the one. My father is her biggest fan. Like, she's...
Don't say that.
It's true. He is. He calls her his classy daughter-in-law all the time. Right? So we spoke a lot about, Kristina and our relationship, and he said, Beyonce does have the song, if you liked it, you should have put a ring on it for a reason,
Him knowing that I was the one helped me to know, and helped me to think in that direction along that line. And I guess because we spent all the time talking, because we were long distance for the most part, we were able to develop that kind of friendship and trust, really. There was never a time when I didn't trust him as such.
It just so happened that we were going to Ethiopia
Hey.
We were going to Ethiopia, and next thing I know, my father and I were on a mall buying an engagement ring. I was trying to pick a time to do it, right? But like, things were so unpredictable in Ethiopia. Like, we didn't know where we were going to eat.
When it wasn't going to rain.
When it wasn't going to rain. So, I wanted to do the whole cliche thing of going to a restaurant, set the tone, make sure somebody's there to film it. That didn't happen, right? Went back to the hotel. We had a moment, and I kind of
did a dry run
of the proposal. Yeah.
And then he like brushed it off and got up and was like, no, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to wait until there's lots of cameras and paparazzi around. I'm like, you can't do that.
Poor girl.
You can't
Play with
do
a
that.
girl's emotions.
So I was putting together a book because he was just about to go off to school in Trinidad. And I was putting together a book. And on the front of it, it says, this is the beginning of anything you want. And it was really just because he was going on a new journey, taking a new step in Trinidad and doing something different. And it could result in anything. And so I was just putting together some memories and stuff for us so that he always has me nearby or a picture of me. Of course, it wasn't finished. But I went down on my knee. He was sitting down and I went down on my knee and I presented to him the book. And I think the front of it, the first page or first or second page, I had a picture that we drew. And I drew of both of us. Right? Just a little stick man figure. And I was really drawing my locks, right? It just looked like a veil, but it was really my hair. So it looked like a little picture of a little husband and wife. After the fact, you know, I mean, you know now.
Yeah.
And I guess that sort of presenting it to him and then having a small intimate conversation thereafter gave him the courage he needed after his dry run.
To ask. So I jumped on down. Well, no, at first I went for the ring.
He went scurrying through his bag for the ring.
Got the ring. Then I went down and I asked. And she said, most certainly. Yes, most certainly. Yes. And, yes.
This is the secret part. Oh man, I can't wait to hear Nick's part because when he saw me, he was just like smiling and then you were smiling. Like, what's happening?
I love her dimples. I love her smile. She's just really beautiful. So yeah, everybody can see. I love her personality. She's always very helpful. She wants to help people all the time.
A smile? A smile comes to mind when you say Nicholas. Happy thoughts. Taekwondo, for sure, because that's a big part of his life. I think father. I think protector.
What do I think when I see her coming down in her dress? Like I've spoken to a lot of guys, right? And they're saying, listen, I know you think you're a tough guy, but don't be surprised if you feel tears running down your cheeks. You know what I mean? But I know she's gonna be a beautiful bride for sure, right? So I mean, I'm trying to make sure I keep myself together on the day, right? So best man better have him handkerchief just in case. Yeah, here guys get a bit wobbly in times like these, right?
Nick, this is harder than I thought. Walking up the aisle, I see you with your very handsome smile that you have, you know, from ear to ear. And just because we've been playing this secretive, don't see the bride or the dress or don't know anything, I look forward to showing up for you and putting on my best dress for you. And looking forward to that day. Stop. And you're gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. You are gonna cry. I'm gonna see you crying. And look forward to doing this in front of our families and friends. And spending our lives together. Not together. Together. Yeah, good stuff. This is unexpected. Stop. Yeah, I'm happy. And I hope, and I think I do, but I hope I continue to make you happy. And we continue to grow together in love. And yeah, I do.